In today's video, I'm going to show you an easy way to make $300 or more trading cryptocurrency. You don't even need to have your own money. You can invest someone else's. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do all of this absolutely risk-free, as well as a super easy beginner-friendly method. So guys, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and let's dive into today's video. Promise you, if you can concentrate until the end of this video, you have an interest in trading. I guarantee you that I'm going to tell you something very, very exciting and show you exactly how to make $300 a day, or perhaps even more. And that might sound too good to be true, but I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it all, guys. So just before we dive into it, there's two different ways in which we make money in crypto. One is in spot and one is in futures. Spot is if I buy Bitcoin, for example, with US dollars. Say I've got $100 in my pocket and I buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. If the Bitcoin price goes up 2%, I make $2 on my $100, which is obviously 2% of the $100. This is not amazing because I need lots of money in order to see any sort of interesting returns. It also means I have to risk lots of money in order to see any good returns, and it's pretty slow and not very interesting. On the flip side of that, we've then got futures, which allows me to use leverage. So for example, if I've got $100, I can use it at 10x leverage, which means I can now put down $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, which means if Bitcoin goes up 2%, I now make $20 rather than that original $2, which is 20% of my initial investment. However, this is still not amazing because maybe I've only got $100 or $1,000, and actually $20 is pretty big, but I have to risk $20 in my account, but I don't want to be doing that. But don't worry guys, I've got you covered. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it later on. One way would be to dive across to BitGet, which is linked down below in the description, and potentially you can get a sign-up bonus of up to like $4,000 or just over $4,000, which is an amazing deal. It's an amazing trading platform, and you can do all sorts of things on it, spot, futures, etc. But something I actually think is going to be more useful for you if you're a complete beginner to trading is this. Now before I tell you how you can get tons and tons of someone else's money to trade with for very little risk exposure yourself, let's find out what this method is and how we can use it to trade. This is probably one of the most straightforward trading systems you've probably ever seen. It doesn't rely on indicators or anything like that. It's literally just on raw chart price action. It takes the assumption that the market's going to continue in the direction it's already been going, which might sound very simple and very basic, but I guarantee you if you execute this correctly, you will be profitable. So how does it work? Let's jump in to tradingview.com. This is linked down below in the description. You can come across and you will see a candlestick chart. It might not look the same as this. It might be different colors. If you want to change what it looks like, you come down to settings and you can go and play around with the colors. Don't worry about that too much. There's lots of videos on TradingView. Okay, so what we've got is a candle. Okay, so I'm going to do this very simply. And build on through it, guys. So if you have a little bit of experience of trading or more, then go through the video a little bit and find out where you need to get to. But what I'm looking at right now is a 1 hour chart. Okay, so 1 hours. Each of these candles is a 1 hours. Okay, so each of these candles represents 1 hour of movement. If it's green, it started lower, it's finished higher. If it's red, it started higher, and now it's finished lower. This is the body of the candle. It represents where the candle opened at the time and where it closed at the time. This above it is the wick, which indicates where the price has moved during that period of time and then come back to. It tells us a little bit of information. So we can do something like this. Or the top of wherever the candle finishes, doesn't have to be the wick. One at the bottom and then one in the middle. Now this is where people get confused because people think that this is way too straightforward, way too easy. You can see that we're currently in this red candle here. So what I'm now looking at is the candle before it, which I've identified as a green candle, which means I can only do what? I can only buy the market, because remember, I'm assuming that the market is going to continue in the direction it's been going because that's the highest probability. There are obviously chances it can go against us, but if we safeguard ourselves correctly, like I'm going to tell you in a bit, then that's not to worry about. So what we know now, guys, is the candle is pushing in this direction. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to drop down to a 5-minute chart. what I want to point out is what has happened in this area. Now, I don't want you to look at all of this previous data over here. We only need to rely on the most recent data. Yes, news comes out about FTX and screws everyone, but as long as we're using stop losses effectively, we're fine. What happened as we pushed up here? We got rejected and we pushed into this area. So what we're looking for right now, guys, is a push out and a push back into this area. And then guess what I'm going to do? If we have a push across here, then I'm just going to wait until we see a push lower, a green candle come out, and then I'm going to buy it. If I don't see that green push out of it, then I'm not going to buy it. But I want you to imagine that it's already happened. We've come down and I've had a green candle pushing all the way out of here. I will now enter for a buy trade. This would be my stop loss, which I would place underneath this wick. My stop loss is always 1% of my account. This is why we need to trade big money accounts, and I'm going to show you how to do that if you stick with me. I risk 1%, and every time I'm risking 1%, I'm trying to make 3%. So all I need to know is if I take the same trade over and over again, and I'm winning like 50% of the time, but when I win, I make 3%, and when I lose, I only lose 1%, then I will be profitable. I want you to understand that. If you try not to lose, and if you try this and it loses a few times, it doesn't make you a bad trader. What makes you a bad trader is not being able to accept losing. There is no guarantee that any time anyone, no matter how good at trading, enters a trade, that they're guaranteed to win. The chances are, once you place the trade, who knows? It doesn't matter. You have placed the trade. You leave it, you walk away. The best way to do this and become effective at this is to, one, nail down your strategies, which hopefully you'll get an idea or a taste of here. If you want to nail down your strategies further, go across and get in my Telegram group. It's like $10 a month, which is like 2 coffees a month, guys, and I will teach you how to day trade. I do this every day, and you can see the opportunity that it's going to be able to give you with very small investments. It can absolutely change your life. So if you've heard lots of bad things about day trading, yes, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but there is phenomenal opportunity to those who are prepared to try it out and work towards it, guys. Get in that Telegram group, and I will get in that Telegram group, and every single day I will give you a lesson on how you can trade. Back to the video, guys. You can see what we're doing right this second is now we're starting to push out. So this green candle is coming out. So now I can enter for this trade, okay? 3-to-1 risk to reward. Now, obviously you're thinking, well, I've only got like $100 I could use for this, or $1,000 I could use for this. I only can make $3 or $30. That's completely wrong. And I'm going to show you right now why this is an absolute game changer. I've linked down below in the description, guys, this website, myforexfunds.com, because it's going to enable you to trade much bigger amounts of money and actually not have to risk your own money, but risk someone else's money. Now, you're probably wondering how that works. Well, effectively, lots of these companies want you to come and trade for them because they don't want to trade all of it on their own, or they don't want to keep trading because they want to retire, whatever it is. But I want to show you, first of all, guys, is this. So up here we have the size of the account available, starting at $5,000, going up to $300,000. Remember, 1% is our risk against a 3% win. 3% of $300,000 is $9,000. One trade, you can make $9,000, and I'm not messing around here, guys. This is 100% doable. Look, these are the refundable registration fees. So here, if I want to trade $5,000, I pay $49, and then I have to pass a couple of challenges. But then I can risk 1% to make 3%. 3% of $5,000 is $150. So my original $49 I can turn into $150 every day with just one trade. $10,000, $300, $20,000, $600. You get the picture. Obviously, each of these is slightly more expensive, but still, I can use $50,000 for just $300. I only risk $300 to be able to make potentially $1,500 every single day. Think about that. What we need to do is pass phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 is a target of 8%. Phase 2 is a target of 5%. I can't go over 5% down on a single day, and I can't go over like 10% or 12% at any point, otherwise it will break my account. Once I pass this challenge, I will then receive 80% of the profit that I make. Is that a bad thing? No, guys, it's a really damn good thing because I'm still not risking any of my own money. Of course they want to make a little bit of money back, so this is absolutely fine. That's linked down below in the description. This is your game plan, guys. Get into my Telegram group, pay $10, learn each day how to day trade. Once you've spent like a few weeks or a month doing some back testing, which I'm going to talk about in other videos or in my Telegram group, then come across, get yourself a MyForexFunds account. Pass the challenge after paying something like $50 plus the $10 that you paid me in my Telegram group, which is $60, to effectively now know how to be able to make $150 a day from like an hour's work. Hope that makes sense. I hope that's an absolute no-brainer. Let's jump back to this Bitcoin chart. So obviously, guys, as I've mentioned, we would be now sat in this trade on a 5-minute chart. What's significantly good about this, we are now looking at 1600. So Bitcoin only needs to go up like $200 and then I'm going to make my 3%, okay? So Bitcoin needs to go up like $200, which is, I don't even know the maths, like not even 0.01% for me to make my 3%. I, for transparency, trade a $50,000 account. I'll make $1,500 of this, makes my take profit, obviously minus the 20% because I only get 80% of that. But my downside risk is actually nothing now because I pass the account and I get that money back. So actually I haven't got any risk exposure at all, apart from losing an account and having to start again. I risk $500 of their money, not my money. I hope you understand the power of this. What we can see, guys, is a nice pullback. We're now getting a W pattern. All of the patterns that you see in trading come from either a pullback or a push, a break, and a retest. This is the easiest way for you to learn how to trade. So let's recap how I did that. And we want to trade Bitcoin, and yes, you can trade Bitcoin through MyForexFunds if you were wondering. I want to trade Bitcoin because it's got the largest volume, the most money moving in and out of it every day. I don't want to trade small altcoins for day trading. I don't really care. I want to trade the big boys. You can see I've got this candle here. I mark the high, the low, and the middle on a 1-hour chart. It's green. I only can buy. If it's red, I'm not looking for buys, I'm looking for sells. I'm then looking for a pullback somewhere to round this orange line. I'm waiting for then what? To get onto my 5-minute chart. In my 5-minute chart, I see the price push up and I see it bounce back down. What I then do is I mark a box and I wait for it to return into this zone. I do not buy this one here. The reason is, guys, I don't know if it's going to carry on like that. I need to know that this zone represents something. This is a clear indicator that we had likelihood of coming back down. Earlier on in the video, we did come back down into that zone, and then I told you that I would only take a trade if we pushed out of it. What are we doing right now? On the first and the second attempt, we're now starting to push out of it. We entered our trade down here. The price currently above it. We're now looking good. We're moving towards our take profit. Once we get around to 1% in profit, I'll move my stop loss to break even. If it gets to 2%, I'll move it to 1%. You get the picture. It's about limiting the amount of losses you have and just allowing the wins to happen. You don't need to focus on the wins. They look after themselves. Just don't get involved in too many losses. And if you get a loss, take the loss. The trading psychology and stuff is the actual most important and most difficult part of this and what takes you time to learn. But I can teach you about that, guys, if you give me the time to do it. Very straightforward, and if you can get the better of yourself, then you're going to be in a great position. So guys, as you can see, the price is now starting to push towards the upside. There's no guarantee that we're going to get towards take profit, but we're pretty happy. The price is moving quite aggressively with the direction of what we expected it to. Just off of looking at a single candle, identifying a very simple pattern. I'm going to be bringing more and more information on how to do day trading, guys, because I absolutely love it, and I think you should love it too, because it's a great way to be able to make money. And yes, it can, and yes, there's obviously risk involved, but MyForexFunds and companies like that take that away, and that's why it's such a powerful tool. That link down below in the description, guys, will get you across to MyForexFunds, TradingView. I can't emphasize enough, you need to be in my Telegram if you want to learn to day trade, because I can teach you how to do it. Go and learn from someone who's done it, and it's only $10 a month. I get it, if $10 a month is too much, then this is probably not the game for you right now, guys. Guys, I hope that makes sense. I know it probably seems like a lot of information, but hopefully this is an understanding to two candle theory. No one else is really teaching this when it comes to crypto. It's a very, very simple, very, very straightforward method, but don't underestimate its power and potential. I want you to hit that like button if you're new to the channel and egg on this Bitcoin price, which is going right in our direction right now. Keep it pushing, smash that like button, hit the subscribe to be kept up to date with all that's happening. Get in that Telegram group because we're about to hit take profit and we're going to have another great day. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.